Hi, America. We need to talk. As I'm sure you're aware, on the morning of June 12th, a lone gunman entered a gay club in Orlando, Florida and opened fire. With over 100 casualties and over 50 dead, this is the worst mass shooting in American history. Instead of posting how devastated, shocked, angered, or disgusted I was this morning, I decided that I needed to actually do something. As such, I started a White House petition urging President Obama to push Congress to repeal, replace, or clarify the Second Amendment. I have been canvassing Facebook all day trying to get people to sign and share the petition, and I want to make sure that I thank everyone that has done so, but I've experienced the expected pushback. I want to address some of that pushback in this video while also urging you to sign and share the petition. Let's start with the "you can take my guns out of my cold, dead hands" argument. First off, would the world be a better place without guns? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is it feasible for there to be a world without guns? It's not. No one is saying that we want to take your guns away. Besides the fact that you are implicitly sanctioning more violence with your statement, this argument is fucking ridiculous. The reason nothing happens when a classroom full of children is slain or a man shoots up a nightclub is because the moment people say, hey, wait a minute, we need to look at this and make some changes, gun-crazed people hear, I'm gonna come and take all your guns. We have to push through all of this bullshit if we want change to occur. Yes, people are going to think that we are advocating for gun confiscation, and they are going to be loud and obnoxious with their opposition. Again, we have to push through that and get to common gun reform. Typically, the next argument espoused involves citing cities with abnormally high gun violence and claiming that gun control is strict in those areas, but violence is too high. I've also seen the argument that we had a war on drugs and it was ill-effective at reducing drugs in America. Well, besides the fact that the war on drugs was a racist misinformation campaign by the Ronald Reagan administration to put millions of brown-skinned people in jail, people who say this are conflating complicated issues and drawing oversimplified conclusions. Do people follow the law simply because there are laws? No. Otherwise, we wouldn't have criminals. Does this mean that we shouldn't stand up and say enough is enough? The status quo is not working and mustn't be allowed to continue? Fuck no. Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, America, we've been doing the same thing over and over again, and it's driving me insane. The last issue I want to touch on is the good guy or woman with a gun narrative. This seems to be a favorite of the right-wing political establishment, and like much of their talking points, it sounds convincing on the surface, but upon closer inspection, which unfortunately most Americans don't do, the argument completely breaks down. Take this most recent tragedy, for instance. In a nightclub, which is usually dark with fog machines and laser lights going on, that was operating at full capacity, a man opened fire and slaughtered innocent people. Explain to me, oh skilled gun owner, how you would have determined who the perp was amongst all that chaos. Furthermore, from a statistical standpoint, for each bullet that is fired in a mass shooting scenario, the likelihood or chances of collateral damage, i.e. killing an innocent bystander to occur, goes up exponentially. I know you think you're going to be the big hero and save the day, but you're not going to. Lastly, before you suggest that this is a complicated issue and I just don't understand, I would like to point out to you that I am a theoretical physicist. I deal with concepts that the vast majority of Americans would be unable to understand if they tried on a daily basis. My entire career is based upon taking complex systems, breaking them down to their individual parts, and drawing conclusions. So you arguing that I don't understand the situation is absolutely ludicrous. There are plenty of other arguments out there, but these are the most widely used arguments, according at least to the responses I've received since starting this petition this morning. The Constitution was constructed in such a way that the American people have the ability to change it as times change. We no longer live in the Wild West, and we shouldn't be governed by the rules and the laws of that time. It is time for Congress to replace, repeal, or clarify the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. I urge you, if you agree, to please sign the White House petition below and share it with all your friends. Together, our voices can be heard, and we will be effective agents of change. Thank you.